Chapter 1. And it came to pass in the 120th year in the life of Musha, that is the 2500th year from the creation of the world, that he called to him YAHUSHA son of Nun, a man approved of Yahuwah, that he might be the minister of the people and of the tabernacle of the testimony, with all its set apart things, and that he might bring the people into the land given to their fathers, that it should be given to them according to the covenant and the oath which he spoke in the tabernacle, to give it by Yahusha, saying to Yahusha these words: Be strong and of good courage, according to your might, so as to do what has been commanded, that you may be blameless unto Eluah. So says the Eluah of the world, for he has created the world on behalf of his people. But he was not pleased to manifest this purpose of creation from the foundation of the world, in order that the other nations might thereby be convicted to their own humiliation, might by their arguments convict one another. Accordingly, he designed and devised me, and he prepared me before the foundation of the world, that I should be the mediator of his covenant. And now I declare unto you that the time of the years of my life are fulfilled, and I am passing away to sleep with my fathers, even in the presence of all the people. And you receive this writing, that you may know how to preserve the Sepharim, which I shall deliver unto you. And you shall set these in order, and anoint them with oil of cedar, and put them away in earthen vessels, in the place which he made from the beginning of the creation of the world, that his name should be called upon until the day of repentance and the visitation wherewith Yahuwah shall visit them in the consummation of the end of days. Chapter 2. And now they will go by means of you into the land which he determined and promised to give to their fathers, and which you shall Baruch and give to them individually, and confirm unto them their inheritance in me, and establish for them the kingdom. And you shall appoint them prefectures, according to the good pleasure of Yahuwah in judgment and in righteousness. And it will come to pass in the 6th year, after they enter into the land, that thereafter they shall be ruled by chiefs and kings for 18 years. And during 19 years the 10 tribes will be apostates, and the 12 tribes will go down and transfer the tabernacle of the testimony. Then Eluah of Shamaim will make the court of his tabernacle, and the tower of his sanctuary, and the 2 set-apart tribes will be there established. But the 10 tribes will establish kingdoms for themselves, according to their own ordinances, and they will offer sacrifices throughout 20 years. And 7 will entrench the walls, and I will protect 9, but 4 will transgress the covenant of Yahuwah, and profane the oath which Yahuwah made with them. And they will sacrifice their sons to strange Elohim, and they will set up idols in the sanctuary to worship them. And in the house of Yahuwah they will work impiety, and engrave every form of beast, many abominations. Chapter 3. And in those days a king from the east will come against them, and cover their land with his cavalry, and he will burn their colony with fire together with the set-apart temple of Yahuwah, and he will carry away all the set-apart vessels, and he will cast forth all the people, and he will take them to the land of his nativity, yea, he will take the 2 tribes with him. Then the 2 tribes will call upon the 10 tribes, and will be indignant as a lioness on the dusty plains, being hungry and thirsty. And they will cry aloud, Righteous and set apart is Yahuwah. For inasmuch as ye have sinned, we too in like manner have been carried away with you, together with our children. Then the 10 tribes will mourn on hearing the reproaches of the 2 tribes, and they will say, What have we done unto you, brethren? Surely this tribulation has not come on all the house of Yashrael. And all the tribes will mourn, crying unto Shamaim, and saying, Eluah of Abraham, Eluah of Yeshak, and Elua of Jacob, remember your covenant which you did cut with them, and the oath which you did swear unto them by yourself, that their seed shall never fail in the land which you have given them. Then they will remember me, saying, in that day, tribe unto tribe, and each man unto his neighbor, is not this that which YAHUSHA did, then declare unto us in prophecies, who suffered many things in Mitzrayim, and in the Red Sea, and in the wilderness during 40 years, and assuredly called Shamaim and Arets to witness against us, that we should not transgress his commandments, in which he was a mediator unto us. Behold, these things have befallen us after his death, according to his word, and according to his declaration, as he declared to us at that time. Yea, behold, these have taken place, even to our being carried away captive into the country of the east, who will be also in bondage for about 77 years. Chapter 4. Then there will enter one who is over them, and he will spread forth his hands and kneel upon his knees and pray on their behalf, saying, Yahuwah of all, King on the lofty throne, who rules the world, and did will that this people should be your elect people. Then you did will that you should be called their Elua, according to the covenant which you did cut with their fathers. And yet they have gone into captivity, into another land, with their women and their children, and around the gates of strange people, and where there is great vanity. Regard and have compassion on them, O Yah of Shamaim. Then Elua will remember them on account of the covenant which he cut with their fathers, and he will manifest his compassion in those times also. And he will put it into the mind of a king to have compassion on them, and he will send them off to their land and country. Then some portions of the tribes will go up, and they will come to their appointed place, and they will entrench the place, renewing it. And the two tribes will continue in their prescribed belief, sad and lamenting, because they will not be able to offer sacrifices to Yahuwah Elua. And the 10 tribes will increase and multiply among the other nations during the time of their captivity. Chapter 5. And when the times of chastisement draw near, and vengeance arises through the kings who share in their guilt and punish them, they themselves also will be divided as to the truth. Wherefore it has come to pass, they will turn aside from righteousness and approach iniquity, and they will defile with pollutions the house of their worship, and they will go a-whoring after strange Elohim, for they will not follow the truth of Elua, but some will pollute the altar with the very gifts which they offer to Yahuwah, who are not priests, but slaves, and the sons of slaves. And many in those times will respect the persons of the rich, and receive gifts, and pervert judgment on receiving gifts. And on this account, the colony and the borders of their habitation will be filled with toilous deeds and iniquities. They will forsake Yahuwah. They will be impious judges. They will be ready to judge for money, as each may wish. Chapter 6. Then there will be raised up unto them kings bearing rule, and they will call themselves high priests of Elua. They will assuredly work iniquity among the Kodeshim, and an insolent king will succeed men, who will not be of the race of the priest, a man bold and shameless, and he will judge them as they shall deserve. And he will cut off their chief men with the sword, and will destroy them in secret places, so that no one may know where their bodies are. He will slay the old and the young, and he will not spare. Then the fear of him will be bitter unto them in their land, and he will execute judgments on them as the Mitzrayim executed upon them during 34 years, and he will punish them. And he will beget children, who succeeding him will rule for shorter periods, into their parts, cohorts, and a powerful king of the west will come, who will conquer them, and he will take them captive, and burn a part of their temple with fire, and will crucify some around their colony. Chapter 7. And when this is done, the times will be ended. In a moment, the second course will be ended. The 4 hours will come. They will be a force. And in the time of these, scornful and impious men will rule, saying that they are just. And these will conceal the wrath of their minds, being treacherous men, self-pleasers, dissemblers in all their own affairs, and lovers of banquets at every hour of the day, gluttons, gourmands, devourers of the goods of the poor, saying that they do so on the ground of their justice, but in reality to destroy them, complainers, deceitful, concealing themselves lest they should be recognized, impious, filled with toillessness and iniquity, from sunrise to sunset, saying, we shall have feastings and luxury, eating and drinking. Yea, we shall drink our fill. We shall be as princes. And though their hands and their minds touch unclean things, yet their mouth will speak great things. And they will say furthermore, do not touch me, lest you should pollute me in the place where I stand. Chapter 8. And there will come upon them a second visitation and wrath, such has not befallen them from the beginning until that time, in which he will stir up against them the king of the kings of the earth, and one that rules with great power, who will crucify those who confess to their circumcision, and those who conceal it. He will torture and deliver them up to be bound and led into prison, and their woman will be given to the Elohim among the other nations. And their young sons will be operated on by the physicians in order to bring forward their foreskin. And others among them will be punished by torture and fire and sword. And they will be forced to bear in public their idols, which are as polluted as are the shrines that contain them. And they will likewise be forced by those who torture them to enter into their most innermost sanctuary. And they will be forced by goads to blaspheme with insolence the name. Finally, after these things, the Torah and what they had above their altar. Chapter 9. Then in that day, there will be a man of the tribe of Lewi, whose name will be Taxo, who having 7 sons will speak to them, exhorting them, observe, my sons, behold, a second ruthless and unclean visitation has come upon the people, and a punishment merciless and far exceeding the first. For what nation, or what region, or what people of those who are impious towards Yahuwah, who have done many abominations, have suffered as great calamities as have befallen us? Now therefore, my sons, hear me, for observe and know that neither did our fathers nor their forefathers tempt Yahuwah, so as to transgress his commands. And ye know that this is our strength, and thus we will do. Let us fast for the space of 3 days, and on the 4th let us go into a cave which is in the field, and let us die, rather than transgress the commands of Yahuwah Sabaoth, Yahuwah. For if we do this and die, our blood will be avenged before Yahuwah. Chapter 10. And then his kingdom will appear throughout all his creation, and then Satan will be no more, and sorrow will depart with them. Then the hands of the angel will be filled, and he will be appointed chief, and he will forthwith avenge them of their enemies. For the heavenly one will arise from his royal throne, and he will go forth from his set-apart habitation, and his wrath will burn on account of his sons. And the earth will tremble, to its confines will it be shaken, and the high mountains will be made low, and the hills will be shaken and fall, and the horns of the sun will be broken, and he will be turned into darkness, and the moon will not give her light, and be turned wholly into blood, and the circle of the stars will be disturbed, and the sea will retire into the abyss, and the fountains of waters will fail, and the rivers will dry up. For all Elyon will arise, Yahuwah Elam Akkad, and he will appear to punish the other nations, and he will destroy all their idols. Then you, O Yashrael, will be happy, and you will mount upon the necks and wings of the eagle, and the days of your mourning will be ended. And Yah will exalt you, and he will cause you to approach to the Shamaim of the stars, and he will establish your habitation among them, and you will look from on high, and will see your enemies in Gehinnom, and you will recognize them and rejoice, and you will give thanks and confess your Creator. And do you, Yahusha the son of Nun, keep these words and this book. For from my death until his advent, there will be 250 times, and this is their course which they will pursue till they are consummated. And I shall go to sleep with my fathers. Wherefore, Yahusha, you son of Nun, be strong and be of good courage, for Yahuwah has chosen you to be my successor in the same covenant. Chapter 11. And when Yahusha had heard the words of Musha that were written in his writing, as well as all that he had said before, he rent his clothes and cast himself at the feet of Musha. And Musha comforted him and wept with him. And Yahusha answered him and said, Why do you comfort me, Musha? And how shall I be comforted in regard to that which you have spoken, the bitter word which has gone forth from your mouth, which is full of tears and lamentation, and that you depart from this people? And now what place will receive you? Or what will be the sign that marks your sepulchre? Or who will dare to move your body from there, as a man from place to place? For all men, when they die, have according to their age their sepulchres on earth. But your sepulchre is from the rising to setting sun, and from the south to the confines of the north. All the world is your sepulchre. Adonai, you're departing, and who will feed this people? Or who is there that will have compassion on them, and who will be their guide by the way? Or who will pray for them, not omitting a single day, in order that I may lead them into the land of their forefathers? How therefore am I to control this people, as a father his only son, or as a mistress her virgin daughter, who is being prepared to be handed over to the man she will revere, while she guards her person from the sun, and takes care that her feet are not unshod for running upon the ground? And how shall I supply them with food and drink, according to the pleasure of their will? For of them there will be 600,000, and for these have multiplied to this degree through your prayers, my Adonai Musha. And what wisdom or understanding have I that I should judge or answer by word in the house of Yahuwah? And the kings of the Amorim also will then be emboldened to attack us. And believing that here is no longer among them the Ruach HaKodesh, who was worthy of Yahuwah, manifold and incomprehensible, Yahuwah of the Word, who was faithful in all things, Elua's chief prophet throughout the Eretz, the most perfect teacher in the world. Yea, that he is no longer among them. They will say, Let us go against them. If the enemy have but once wrought impiously against Yahuwah, they have no advocate to offer prayers on their behalf to Yahuwah, as did Musha, the great messenger, who every hour, day and night, had his knees fixed to the Eretz, praying and looking for help to him that rules all the world with compassion and righteousness, calling to mind the covenant of the fathers, and propitiating Yahuwah with the oath. For they will say, He is not with them. Let us go, therefore, and destroy them from off the face of the Eretz. What will then become of this people, my Adonai Musha? Chapter 12. And when Yahusha had finished these words, he cast himself again at the feet of Musha. And Musha took his hand and raised him into the seat before him, and answered and said unto him, Yahusha, Do not despise yourself, but set your mind at ease and hearken to my words. All the nations which are in the Eretz, Yahushua has created as he has us. He has foreseen them and us from the beginning of the creation of the Eretz unto the end of the age. And nothing has been neglected by him, even to the least thing. But all things has he foreseen and caused all to come forth. Yea, all things which are to be in this Eretz, Yahushua has foreseen, and lo, they are brought forward into the light. Yahushua has on their behalf appointed me to pray for their sins and to make intercession for them, not for any virtue or strength of mine, but in his compassion and long-suffering was he pleased to call me. For I say to you, Yahusha, it is not on account of the righteousness of this people that you shall root out the nations. The lights of the Shamaim, the foundations of the Eretz, have been made and approved of by Yahushua, and are under the signet ring of his right hand. Those, therefore, who do and fulfill the commandments of Yahushua will increase and be prospered. But those who sin and set at naught the commandments will be without the baraka before mentioned, and they will be punished with many torments by the nations. But wholly, to root out and destroy them is not permitted. For Yahushua will go forth, who has foreseen all things forever, and his covenant has been established with Abraham, and of his oath unto Yishak, and has confirmed the same to Jacob for a law, and to Yashrael for an everlasting covenant.